Hello, hello there YouTube. My name is Mouse.SP.AL. You can just call me Mouse. The SP and the AL are the cities where I grew up and where I still live, so I will tell you what they are. This game that I'm going to be playing for you today is a JRPG on the GameCube, as you can see, from 2003, called Baten Kaitos, Eternal Wings and the Lost Ocean. Now, the reason why I picked this game to play is because it holds very fond memories for me. It is one of the first JRPGs I played that was in 3D, and well, I did test it just to make sure. It hasn't really weathered the passage of time very well. You'll probably see a lot of jaggies, lots of oblique or lots of angles on the character models in the game. But what stood out to me when I was little was that it was a very colorful game for a 3D game, especially if you compare it to today's 3D games. There's a lot of bright, vibrant colors, and the characters are quite varied, which I liked a lot. I won't give away too much else because the trailer does a fine job of showing us how varied the characters are, so let me just start the trailer for y'all.
A long, long time ago it was, before people began to dwell in the sky. A terrible war was waged between us humans and the wicked god. After the horrendous battle, our ancestors entombed the wicked god and left the polluted and barren earth to find a future in the sky.
In this world, there are things that people mustn't touch. Who cares?
The god of demise and destruction, the cursed power of Malpertio.
The Ant Magnus? Never heard of that before.
Damn! The bastards!
It's unthinkable to act against the Empire?
Us heroes, we have so much to do.
I've been waiting.
Kill him. If left alone, he will prove a threat to my empire.
Let us trust the
Just
young,
one more.
who hold the spirit within them.
The struggle alone will fill a great emptiness within you and ease your pain.
How long have you known?
Come on, Kibari! Move it!
Go away!
Our only hope is the long-lost ocean.
Awaken! Ancient god of destruction!
Be what you always dreamed to be!
Someday you will know who you really are.
So, I'll just put on the load game screen, otherwise the game does tend to have a very short restart timer on the trailer. So as you saw in the trailer, it's very colorful. There's going to be 6 different characters that will become part of your party. And I think as you saw, the 6 characters are very different from each other. You have the cliche boy and girl who look like they're going to get married one day. But you also have very differing age groups. You have this short little masked person who looks like he or she can do magic. And then you have Gibari, which is that very rough and tumble looking fellow with the 6 o'clock shadow. Alright, yeah, 6 o'clock shadow. And then you have Liud, who looks like the counterpart to our main character Callus, who looks He's definitely one of the Empire guys, and is very different from Callus. And then you have, I forgot her name, some sort of very mature, Leith-looking assassin lady. I forgot her name, but all 6 of those characters will eventually become part of your team. How that happens, though, is a little bit, that's up to the story. The story is pretty linear, but I think I've lost the game manual that came with the game. But I believe one of the selling points of this game was that depending on the story decisions that you make, there are 3 endings. Now, I've only gotten one ending because I'm one of those people that I kind of lose the strength to go on and play a game again once I've gotten the ending that I like. The decisions you make in this game can seem to radically affect it, but I've never tried the other 2 endings, nor have I ever seen them on YouTube. So please don't spoil them for other people. You can post links to them and people can visit them at their own free will. But this game is pretty dark at times. No gore, no ripping people apart. It's rated T, I believe. But it does make you make decisions that seem to affect the characters all around you. And you may ask, well, how do you make those decisions? Are you Callus, the main protagonist? Or are you Shella, the main female protagonist? Or perhaps do you get to choose between the 2? And that is probably one of the best things about this game, is how they bring you as a player into the role of a decision maker. And it started right at the new game screen. So let me start a new game and you can see what I mean about how you as a player become an integral role of the story right off the bat.
That spirit seems to like you. If you could bond with it, something wonderful may happen to you. Are you ready?
Hello? May I ask your name?
So I'm just gonna pick male because that's who I am, I guess. And I'll just put in mouse. Now, if you have your brightness on your screen turned up quite a bit, you can see Callus quite clearly, if murkily, but if you look just, I guess, north or above him, and you have your brightness turned up quite a bit, you can see another figure in the background. It's actually quite important, and I won't spoil anything, but she may be the speaker who's talking to you right now.
So that's your name.
And as you can see, you are as a player character, you are a spirit that has bonded with Callus, and you can put any name you want into the prompt. And what they do in this game is that rather than try to use any sort of software to pronounce your name, they just sort of skim over your name. They don't say it. They try to make sentences that fit around saying your name. So as you said, he'll just not say my name and say so that's your name. And here we have Cal's backstory. He starts out as a young child. Looks like he has a sister, a father, or a grandfather perhaps. You can see that he is missing one wing. And looks like his father crafted him one. And now it looks like his house is being burned down.
Come, free us from 1,000 years of darkness, a millennium of solitude and suffering. Beautiful white wings for you, for the world, death, and destruction.
So here's a little bit of foreshadowing of the story about what's going to happen. You can make a guess about who's going to get those white wings and how he or she is going to get them. So I will just start the story then. I think I'm giving away too much already.
Where am I? Ah, my head.
Ah, I see you have awakened. How do you feel?
Who are you? Why am I here?
My name is Larikush. I'm the village doctor here at Sebelrai. They found you lying unconscious in the woods nearby and brought you here.
Oh yeah, I remember now. I was attacked by rock cats. Oh man, how stupid of me.
You're lucky they were only rock cats. They are herbivores after all. It's awfully strange to hear of them attacking humans. The animals in that forest have been acting quite peculiar lately. I'm not sure why, but they're much more aggressive than they used to be. You'd better stay away from those woods. By the way, what do you call yourself? I don't recall seeing you around these parts.
My name's Callus. This is my first time here, which is why I got lost, I guess.
Callus, is it? Welcome to Sebelrai village, boy. It looks like you took quite a blow to the head, so I was worried you might have amnesia. But you seem to be fine. If you feel up to it, you're welcome to take a look around the village. We're only a small farming community on the frontier, so I'm afraid there isn't that much to see. By the way, I left your winglet over there, by the window. Quite an unusual design for a winglet, I must say. Different from those used by the Empire.
It was handcrafted by my grandfather. He was an excellent engineer.
Ah, I see. Your grandfather. Very impressive. And how is he doing?
He died 2 years ago.
Is that so? I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, thanks for the help, Doc. I owe you one.
Actually, I'm not the one you should be thanking. Mimai is the one who found you lying in the woods and carried you here.
I see. Mimai, is it? Well, that should do it. Let's get going.
Okay, and when you see him staring at the screen like this, he isn't crazy now. He's talking to you, the player character. As a spirit, he does this quite a lot, and this just shows that he's trying to talk to you or get your attention. And so now you get to walk around, and this is an RPG where they've snuck little goodies sort of everywhere. So as you can see, oh look, the wooden box can't be opened. Oh great, that wooden box can't be opened. Okay, but see, this wooden box is slightly open. So if you are, sorry, but I'm gonna try and get everything, mostly because a lot of things are quite useful. like that little card that we got. It's a kebab. It heals you for 20%, which is not bad. Okay, so let me just talk to them again. After you thank Mimai, will you visit the village mayor's house? He seems very concerned about you. Okay, anything else? Nope. Okay, we talk to this lady. Oh, you must be a traveler they found unconscious in the woods. You should ask me for advice if you want to have better luck in the future. Okay, so this is kind of like their tutorial, the way of giving a tutorial. You can see Magnus types. Magnus are the cards that you'll be using to fight with. This game does, as I said, employ a different battle system where you create a deck of cards and you use that to fight enemies with. So Magnus types, we'll just go through it. In general, Magnus can be divided into two types: Magnus used during battle and Magnus used while in the camp menu. A battle Magnus can be used an infinite number of times. On the other hand, a camp Magnus can only be used a single time, so you need to be more careful when using them. An adventuring tip: if you need to recover HP, it makes more sense to do so during battle than in camp. Use a battle Magnus instead of a camp Magnus and recover your HP without losing any Magnus. Oh, of course, using battle Magnus is a little riskier, but making good use of them is important. So like that kebab I got earlier, that heals you outside of battle. So I could use that but only use it once, or I could use other healing items that are battle Magnus inside battle, and they won't go away, but that also means that I give my turn up and allow the enemy to attack me. So let's talk about earning money. I'm sure we just beat monsters up and they have loot, a lot of loot and a lot of gold sacks in them, right? Defeating enemies won't earn you a single gold coin. Well, that throws that out the window. Given the poor street value of most Magnus, try to earn money by selling them isn't realistic either. So this is also one of the other interesting things about the game. Magnus themselves, your sort of deck equipment, they actually are they really do have very poor value, resale value. So if you buy a Magnus from a shop and decide, oh, I'm going to sell it, you might buy it for say 200 gold and you can only sell it for 1 gold. So this game is pretty tough on that. The way to go if you want to get big bucks is to sell photographs. Photos can only be taken during battle and are a bit risky, but a well-shot photo will fetch you a lot of gold. So photos are the only real way to earn money in this game. It's a little different. There is a Photo Magnus battle card, which you can use during battle, and it will take a picture of the enemy for you. When you take a picture, the picture will start off as a Polaroid sort of thing, and you gotta wait for a bit for it to develop. And if you wait maybe like 10-20 minutes in-game time, it usually comes out, and you can sell it for money then. You don't have to worry about hoarding these either, because you do have sort of an item codex that will make sure to keep all of your pictures intact. So you can sell all of your pictures without any worry of losing them forever. I kind of made that mistake the first time I played the game. I remember I held on to all of the boss creatures because I thought, oh, I can't take them again. I won't be able to read their awesome descriptions. Well, there's the item codex, so I really didn't have to worry about that. Let's just go through them. Photos? Photos aren't worth holding onto for a long time. You should always check to see if you have any to sell when you visit Magnus shops. But be careful not to be too anxious to sell your photos. Unless you let the photos develop and let the colors come out fully, they won't fetch their full values. Taking a good photo that you can sell at a high price requires both skill and determination. Photos of fast-moving enemies are often out of focus. Photos taken when the light is too bright tend to be washed out. Combine light and dark attacks and wait for the right shutter moment. With practice and some luck, you'll be taking photos like a pro in no time. So yeah, if you have dark or light Magnus, you can also change the sort of ambient light of the battlefield, and you can take better pictures. It's a little difficult to get right. You just sort of have to trust your TV looks okay, and you don't have to crank the darkness or the light too high on your TV and it sort of looks right. I'm not quite sure what they mean about having a good picture of the different stances or whatnot. It could be just Wishwash the game's trying to say for a backstory, or maybe it is true. Maybe they do have little things that they do. I don't remember, so we'll just have to trust this lady on it. Let's see, Magnus Gathering. In the camp menu, there's an option called Gathering. All Magnus cards that you encounter are automatically registered to the Gathering. To register a Magnus into the Gathering, you don't actually need to attain it. Once you have seen the Magnus in some form, it will automatically be added to the Gathering. So like I said, if you have your favorite pictures, you don't have to worry because those pictures are At least the Magnus form is sort of saved into the codex, so you can just sell them without worry. For example, Magnus cards that you see in shops are registered to the Gathering even if you don't actually buy them. Okay, and about Dr. Larry Kush. The entire village is thankful that we have Dr. Larry Kush. If we had found you back in the old days... Oh, so that meant you would have been dead. So you want to know more about Dr. Larry Kush, the man who saved your life. Well, I can't tell you much about him right now. Come back in a little while when I'm done with work. Oh, thanks, I guess. Let's go. And you can just see how bright and vibrant the colors are. Lots of greens, a lot of reds. And this is one of the most interesting things about the games. If you look at the foreground of it, you see these flowers, and you can never get to the flowers, but they are sort of just a foreground that they made on the game. And you can definitely see the flowers waving here, but if you look right here where Callus is, a lot of it seems to be just still art. Like they've perhaps drawn it and maybe digitized it and just left it there. And another interesting about the game, as you can see, oh, I walked into his view, so. Hey, wait. You must be the guy they found unconscious in the woods. How are you going to make it as an adventurer if you keep fainting during your travels? Hey, are you trying to pick a fight or something? What are you trying to say there, huh? Whoa, calm down there. I just want to give you some advice so you fare better from now on. During your travels, have you ever thought, I wish I hadn't lost that battle, or if I was only stronger? If that's the case, then you might want to learn more about this blue flower beside me. They say this flower records the memories of those travelers who step into its embrace. I've also heard of travelers being transported to a mysterious church and returning stronger than before they entered. To tell you the truth, I haven't tried the flower myself, but still I thought I would tell you about it since you're an adventurer and all. These mysterious flowers exist all throughout the world. It would be wise to make good use of them. I see. I'll check it out later. And, oh, by the way, in addition to the blue flowers, there are also red flowers. The red ones only let you save the progress of your journey. Keep that in mind, alright? So interesting. This is the blue flower right here, if you hadn't noticed. Looks very out of place, and the reason for that is that this is your save zone. So save your progress. I'll do that. Alt save file. So yeah. And so yeah, these are kind of like, it's almost fourth wall breaking, I guess, in the games that they have these things, but it is a way for them to sort of explain it. This game takes it in stride though. It doesn't quite question its own logic, and as you said, that guy was like, oh, I've never tried them before, but they're there for you adventurers to save at and get stronger. Now I'll just talk to the rest of these people before I go into the flower, because sometimes they give you nice stuff, most of the time not. So let's see. Did you know this, mister? Everyone has wings of the heart, right? The wings of the heart outwardly express what people are feeling on the inside. The hopes and dreams. That's what my father told me. That's why there are so many different types. The unique shapes and colors are reflecting each person's hopes and dreams. So, wings of the heart reflect people's hopes and dreams and who they are, huh? Well, I wonder what Callus's reflects. He only has one. So, you want to know what I'm doing? I'm gathering Celebri's most juicy and delicious treat, our famous mountain apples. They're great snacks to eat as is, but ferment them and make apple wine and you'll be tasting something simply divine. The harvest is going to be over soon. Come back later and I'll give you some mountain apples to try out. So this is definitely one of the problems of the game, is that I guess in order to keep the drawn assets looking good like this, they don't actually zoom the camera in on you. The camera sort of pans towards your view, but as you see, I have a hard time seeing if there's actually anyone there. I'm not sure if I'm just talking to a tree or something, but yeah, you can see very little, very blurry. You see someone moving in the background right at that tree. It almost looks like a hole in that tree. So that is one of the problems with the games, is that in order to keep the assets looking so good, especially the 2D Tron stuff, they don't they don't zoom the camera in on you. They only pan it slightly towards you. So let's see what this lady has to say. Meini, not me my, Meini. Oh, up and around already, are we? I'm not surprised. Dr. Larry Kush can cure just about any injury or ailment in no time at all. You know what? Now that you're feeling better, why don't you go see the village mayor? It seems there's something he's itching to tell you. Okay. And these ducks, can I do anything with these ducks? No, they just kind of get in the way. I guess this is kind of like the early area to hook the player in. Lots of moving characters, lots of bright, vibrant colors. So let's see, do you have anything to say?
Hey, what's that thing you've got strapped to your left shoulder? Is that a winglet?
Yes, it is.
Well, I'll be. They say the Empire has tons of them, but you rarely see any down here in the boonies. But it looks a little strange.
It's custom built. My grandfather made it for me. I didn't realize it was so rare. Dr. Larry Kush asked me about it too.
Really? The doc asked you? I didn't know he had an interest in winglets. He never struck me as the type that enjoys fiddling with machinery. You've only got the left one on. Is the other one being repaired or something?
No, one is enough. I don't have a left wing, so my grandfather crafted this winglet for me as a replacement.
Oh, I see. That's why. Sorry for meddling.
No problem. It works perfectly fine, and together they get me where I want to go.
That's good to hear. Your grandfather must have been an excellent engineer. I mean, a custom-made winglet. Wow!
Yeah, he'd make and fix all sorts of things. You could almost say he was a magician.
And so as you can kind of see in that conversation, having one wing is kind of, not a taboo, but it's a very... Yeah, I guess it is a taboo thing to ask about, because as that little girl said, it represents your heart, and having one wing might mean that, well, something's wrong with your heart. But Cal seems to be an okay guy. And we'll save again. He seems to be an okay guy, so far anyways. You are the main protagonist, so you shouldn't expect too much. And, well, it's shocking. Here is the church. Very grandiose, another one of my favorite places. From the outdoors of the red and the greens, we come to this very purple, red, dark place. It's very cool feeling, and you can see these drawn assets are just excellent. This gold sort of, I'm not sure what it is, maybe like a frog thing, those two red things being eyes. We'll talk through this guy here first. What to do. Okay, is that all you're gonna say? Yeah, I guess so. And we'll go to this guy. Maybe he'll let us power up, although we haven't fought any battles yet, so I highly doubt it. Another adventurer. Do you stand before me in search of greater power? Whoa, what are you talking about? I don't get it. Where am I anyway? Those who seek spiritual growth visit this church to pray. If you have earned enough experience through your travels, your prayers will be answered. This may be confusing at first. I will try to answer any questions you will have. What would you like to know? So, in this game, it's a little bit interesting. Not only are there normal levels, which, as this man will explain, simply winning battles is not enough to increase your various strengths and capabilities. You need to pray before the altar and reflect on your experiences. Only then will you truly learn and your abilities will improve. This is the only way to realize and fulfill one's true potential. Pray within these hollowed walls. Remember that the power of realization can only be attained through prayer. Visit this church whenever possible to learn of your true powers and abilities. Any other questions? So as the priest was saying, the first level is you gain through experience, and you can pray here to increase your stats, your health, and that's pretty basic. It's a little different from other RPGs you might think. Usually you just level up, but here you have to actually come back to a set place, these blue flowers, travel to the church, and pray in front of this man in order to gain levels. But there's also something else. There's a class level. Oh, that's a little different. 2 levels in an RPG is quite strange. So let's ask him about class levels. You will find artifacts in this world, items of great power. Even in Magnus form, these items retain their magic and will help you prepare for even greater ordeals. If you desire to possess such strength, bring me the required Magnus. and its inexpressible gift shall be entrusted to you. The power bestowed upon you from these special magnets will be of different quality than that of a normal level up. Any other questions? So as the priest said, there's going to be 2 different level ups. One is you fight monsters, gain experience, and you pray here. The second is finding items and actually coming back and using them to level your class up. Now, no one said anything yet, but since I've played the game before, I do know the initial level up is sort of your basic, oh, I gain more attack, I gain more defense, health, but the class level up is a little different. Remember that I said that this battle system relied off playing cards? Well, let me show you. So the cards are called Magnus, and you do have a deck. As you can see, you have a bunch of swords, you have some armor, you have helmets, here's the camera that was alluded to earlier. You have green bananas, you have bamboo shoots, so a few healing items, not a healing item, and defense and offensive cards. Now these cards, you notice that there's only 20, and we're class 1 with Callus. As we find these items and use them at the church, you will get higher in class and you also get more deck space to allow you to put more cards in. Now this is important because as you level up your class, you also get the ability to play more cards in a single turn of battle. Right now, we can only play 2, I believe? Yeah, see that next to Callus's synopsis, you see right below agility, you have a combo max of 2, which means that you can only play 2 cards at any time. That's weird, we already have 12 experience, which is kind of strange, but I don't know. And yeah, you can see our item equipped, and that's pretty much it for now. So, I think that's where we're going to be ending the first video of Baten Kaitos. I know we haven't gone to any battles yet, but this game, a lot of it is story, a lot of it is character development. So if that's not for you, thanks for watching the first installment of this series, or the first video. And for those who want to see more, just stay right there. If you didn't enjoy all the talking of me story, or you have any suggestions, please leave them. Comment if you comment, and if you liked it, like it. If you don't, don't like it. There's a lot for me to learn. This is the first time I've done anything like this, and I am using kind of a, I guess, I don't want to, kind of a slap together setup. I've got it hooked up to an Elgato game capture. It's going to my laptop. It's going, and then I've got a mic, a Sony digital recorder as the mic. So things are probably not the best quality, especially in the sound. So if you have any suggestions, does it look blurry on YouTube? Maybe I can do something about that. Leave any comments. I'm open to any suggestions. And thank you for watching. I'll just say one more time and have a good day.